This is Madia-as Digdigan Buenaflor, extending an invitation to each and every one of you everywhere, as my way of commemorating the 75th anniversary of the end of World War II. I will read and serialize my novel, The Blood of Three, starting on Tuesday, August 27, and continuing episodes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Follow the drama on my YouTube channel. May we forever exhale and inhale love and peace. Chapter 16. The hours that passed within 3 days of mourning created an inexplicable restlessness in the grief-stricken Joybell. Her young and tender heart was now rekindled, the strange longing which seemed to consume her. That feeling that emerged after the numbing shock of her mother's death was totally new and unfamiliar. Every cell of her being was charged with some intense need, some craving for something unknown. Finding her father engrossed in tending his garden, Joybell carefully sneaked out of the house. There was a sudden urge for her to visit the grave of her mother on the hill, but instead of telling her father, she decided not to this particular visit. Joybell passed by the bushes and the winding trail that led to the hill. As she avoided the guarded streets, where almost every intersection has a checkpoint, she was aware of the tense situation in town, where even their closest friends in the garrison stayed distant and aloof. As Joybell walked through the untrodden path leading to the outskirts of the town, her desire to be at the hill became almost an obsession. Her steps progressively faster and her strides bigger. Even her heart was wildly beating. She was panting and catching her breath as she climbed the hill. The cross on top made her freeze for a moment, but something mystical seemed to cast a magnetic force drawing her closer. This mysterious force was far beyond her power to resist. She continued running, her whole body driven by an unknown power to reach the top of the hill. Once Joybell reached the top, she slumped down before the cross, and before she realized her, she was uncontrollably sobbing before her mother's grave. She felt so guilty and so sorry for not remembering to pick some flowers for her. "Oh, Mommy, please forgive me. I can't understand myself. Even the flowers skip my mind. What's happening to me, Mommy? I'm so confused. Please help me, Mommy." Joybell hugged the cross as if it was a living thing, as if it was her mother. "I need you, Mommy." She remained in that position as she grieved. Something warm and loving engulfed her, something reassuring. In fact, she heard her mother's voice, she smelled her, and she kissed her. She was smiling. Together they soared up so high she must have touched heaven. Time passed. Her tears have dried. She opened her eyes, and she felt rested and at peace. She was somewhere so beautiful she wanted to stay forever with her mother. She must have dozed off. Perhaps she had a dream, and yet she still smelled her mother. The light touch on her hair and the distinctly warm breath against her nape startled her, and she looked up. "What does this mean?" a husky boy whispered in disbelief. "This can't be true." Ernesto was all that Joybell could utter as her heart suddenly stirred with excitement. "Thank God you are here," she whispered, as she limply clung to Ernesto, who embraced her so tightly there was barely space for a shaft of hair between them. "She's dead, Ernesto. Mommy is dead," she began to sob again. It was a shock to Ernesto. He too felt the great loss and the emptiness left by the untimely death of their beloved Lota. For the next few minutes they stayed in each other's arm, hoping to fill the vacuum that seemed to suck every ounce of life from their being. Ernesto's eyes blurred with the mist that formed there. His heart wept for Lota, the mother he considered his own, and for Joybell. They were both drowning, grasping for life. There was no need for words, and only they could restore it. When When finally Ernesto kissed Joybell, he kissed life back into her aching heart, and his as well. Rapid beating of hearts, in silence. How did your mother die? How did it happen? Ernesto wanted to know. Everything happened so fast, Ernesto. It was all so sudden that it's hard to believe that Mommy is gone. She was so happy that morning. Oh, it was horrible. But how did she die? How? It was the bullet from a Filipino guerrilla. The words were bitter and Joybell's voice even more poignant. She mentioned who did it. Oh no, Ernesto could only gasp as he once hugged her, closing his eyes, refusing to see the scene that materialized before him. My God, she was an innocent victim. Ernesto could only mumble his feeling of guilt. Yes, I have no one left except Daddy and you. I need you, Ernesto. I want to be near you, always. Please take me with you. There was a passionate urgency in her voice. Joybell, darling, I wish I could always be with you, but I could not do that just now. It is impossible even if I wanted, more than anything else. Ernesto felt like sinking fast in a quicksand with no way out. But we love each other. What could probably come between us? I don't know how to tell you how much I need you, but we can't be together, not just yet. He said, Daddy. Her eyes were begging for an answer. Did your father tell you? Looked at her searchingly, although he wished she was not aware of what transpired between Mr. Mayora and him. He didn't want me to see you anymore, but I can't do that, Ernesto. I can't. You should obey your father, Joybell. You too would not like me to see you. There was a sudden flare of disbelief in her eyes. It's not just what I want. It is the only right thing to do at this moment. Right thing? She was stunned regarding him with disbelief. Is it right that we don't see each other now? Now that we know how much we love each other, how much we need each other, how could that be right? Circumstances want it that way. That's why this will have to be our last meeting. Our last meeting, she stammered through the words, unwilling to believe what she had just heard. Fear gripped her as she searched for answer from Ernesto, who could only gaze down at her, looking lost and unable to explain further. We will not see each other again. Is that it? Answer me, please. Tears clung to her eyelids. I wish it were not so. I don't want to part from you. But why? There was both exasperation and grief in her voice. Because I have my solemn duty to perform. He wished he did not have to do this, but he had to. What do you exactly mean by duty? I am an officer of the USAFE and involved with the resistance movement, with the guerrillas. Ernesto's face was dead serious. Waiting for Joybell's reaction was like waiting for a death sentence to be handed down. Joybell could only open her mouth, not knowing whether to cry, to scream, to talk, or just die. Ernesto could see the quiver of her lips and the tightening of her jaw. The color left her face, and then returned this time more red, intensely red. Very slowly she released herself from Ernesto and stepped back, her eyes now strained with tears fixed on him. Ernesto watched Joybell, but he did not make a move to stop her. Why did you lie to me? Joybell asked, backing off, her eyes now blazing with fury. I wanted to tell you, but I was afraid. Ernesto stepped forward and tried to hold her, but she moved away farther from him. Because you were not sure if you could trust me, or you wanted to be sure first that I would trust you completely and give my heart to you. You might have successfully fooled me before, and my daddy and mommy as well, but you have only succeeded in destroying my trust in you. She was not sobbing. How could you ever make me believe in you again? Please, Joybell, let me explain. He reached for her, but she brushed him away. Don't touch me. First you lied, and now you want me to listen to what you want to say. There was sarcasm in her voice. I know, he nodded in resignation. But I didn't foresee this would happen. I never realized that my being a guerrilla would make a lot of difference. I didn't know that you would take it against me. Our intention is to help our people. Your guerrilla killed my mother. What good is your help to me and to my father? What has my mother done that she should die in the hands of their own people? I know how you feel. It is not only you who suffer the pain of her loss, but you know and God knows that gorilla never intended his bullet for your mother. That's a lie. He saw my mother. He should have not fired. I really don't know what happened, but I am sure that gorilla did not intend to kill her. All right, defend your fellow gorilla. You can say anything, but what good is that to me? It doesn't help anymore. I don't want to hear anything about the gorilla anymore. She was too filled with bitterness to listen to reason. I respect your opinion. I don't blame you if you hate me. Now that I've told you everything, I'm relieved of the burden which I had been carrying all this time. At last I've done what you expect of me. Tell the truth. He was finally resigned. Now I know why Daddy didn't want me to see you. He was right. I shouldn't be involved with a gorilla like you. He knew what it could bring us. She was beyond anger. Her face was beyond flushed. Yes, Joyby, your father was right. I should not see you anymore. It would only endanger your life, and I wouldn't like that. Before I leave, I want you to know that I tried to talk your father into helping the gorillas. He refused to, and he was right. He loved you so much to get involved with our movement. I don't want to hear about it anymore. You may leave now. Don't ever see me anymore, Ernesto. The only regret is that I have allowed myself to fall in love with someone like you. There was so much bitterness. I have loved you truly, and I have no regrets. I still love you. Not death or this war could stop me from loving you. My only consolation is, in all of this, is having this last chance to see you one more time before I go on this mission of entering the Japanese garrison. Ernesto looked at her with a lingering and tearful look, then turned away to leave. You mustn't enter the garrison. You must be crazy to do that. The frantic voice of Joyby was like thunder that cracked through the dark clouds. Or was it a dust of breeze across his face? Ernesto stopped and incredulously turned. It's extremely dangerous. I'll have to take the chance. I only lose my life if I fail. But if I succeed, I would save thousands of other lives. It's still worth the try. Ernesto briskly walked away, leaving her behind. Joybell was in a state of shock and confusion at what she heard. Ernesto was ready to die to be able to save thousands of lives. The realization woke up the reasonable part of her. As if awakened from a nightmare, she ran after him and blocked his path. No, I won't let you go. It is madness. Ernesto stopped in his trap and forced Joyby with conviction. It is my duty and I will do it. It is expected of a guerrilla officer. Fight as long as the enemy treads this land. I trust you completely that I have to tell you what I am about to do. Does that not say something to you? I am putting my life in your hand, but I trust you that you would not never let this reach the Japanese. He paused and sadly continued. Now I can go with a lighter heart, for you have shown me that you still care. That's all I need to know. Thank you, my love. I repeat, I never regretted loving you. He turned to leave. No, Ernesto, please listen to me. You must not do it. It will be suicide. I don't fear death now, for without you, my heart is dead anyway. No, Ernesto, that is not true. I love you. I love you very much. Joyby hugged him and cried. Thank you. He was breathless and was bursting with joy. He felt her love breathe life back into his fading heart. He lifted her chin and crushed his lips to hers, enfolding her in his arms. They both let go of all that was surging inside of them. The passion in that all-consuming kiss drowned them with the magic and the wonders of their love. Hesitatingly, she released herself and looked at him. I will help you, darling. It was almost a whisper, but to Ernesto it was a glorious announcement. Like all the angels in heavens with their trumpets heralding down. You mean? He could hardly believe what he heard. Yes, I want to help you. That's all for today. To be continued on Tuesdays and Thursdays. May we all forever exhale and inhale love and peace. Thanks for being with me today. I hope you will inspire me with a like, share, and subscribe.